You did the cord cutting, you journaled, you prayed, maybe you even blocked them, but be honest with yourself. Why do you still feel attached to them? Why do you have to replay the same conversation over and over again, asking yourself how they could just walk away like that? You tell yourself, judging yourself, I should be over this by now. I did all the healing. I forgave them. And yet, one little trigger, a song, a memory, a notification, and your whole body goes back to that moment of abandonment. If that is you, I want you to know this. It is not because you are weak, and it is not because God forgot you. It is about forgiveness and the illusion of abandonment. By the end of this video, I'm going to tell you exactly why you cannot fully detach from this person or event and how to finally let them go without abandoning yourself. And let me start off with something that changed everything for me. Your reality is a mirror. What you say, you believe, and what you actually embody inside of your nervous system will always be reflected back to you through people, situations, triggers. So when you keep thinking about the one person where you cannot cut the cord no matter how hard you try, this is not random. It is a mirror. And mirrors don't show up to punish you. They show up to reveal you. And when this happens in my own life, because everything I'm sharing is based on my personal experience, I was so tired. I had cleared this person out of my reality. I had done my I release you in love journaling. I went no contact because I told myself I'm not going to show up as the old version of me because I'm going to heal this time and I'm going to break this pattern. So everything I was doing was from my mind. So one day they came back. And one part of me was like, maybe people change, maybe people grow. But then I realized you didn't change. You're just trying to heal your own wounds by using me again. But because I had already been working with this mirror reality, I stopped asking, why are you like this? And I started asking, what is this showing me about me? And that question, my friend, that question changes everything. Instead of, why did you abandon me? I ask, why can I not cut this cord? What is still alive in me that keeps calling you in? And what came up for me, and this might come up for you too, it was really simple. It was a painful story. I kept repeating, people abandon me, no one stays, no one really chooses me fully for me. And maybe this is your story too. Maybe it's also started in your childhood. Maybe it started in your first relationship. But here's the thing. The story, people abandon me, feels like the truth to you because you have evidence, right? Like they left, they didn't choose you, they picked someone else. But what happened while I was driving with my sister, I was reflecting with her and I told her, what I realized? I kept telling myself a story which is not true, and that was people are abandoning me. I realized, what if no one has ever truly abandoned me? What if everything and everyone that fell out of my life was simply not aligned with the reality I said I wanted myself to grow into? Like, if you are asking God for a life of peace, you cannot be surprised when chaos leaves. If you're asking for a partner who is emotionally present, honest, and committed, you cannot be surprised when a person who cannot meet you there starts to fall away. And your ego, my ego, called this abandonment. But my higher self, and this is why I love to look at things from different perspectives, from the ego and from the higher self, and my higher self called this alignment. But if you keep telling yourself the same story, like they left me because I am not enough, listen to what I'm about to say, you are arguing with your own protection. After realizing this, I just asked myself one question, and that was, where in my life am I still calling my protection, my higher protection, abandonment? What if I can look at this from a totally different perspective? And now I want to take you in a moment in my life where what shifted everything for me, and that was during a meditation. I really love to meditate. It's the moment where I'm hanging out with my soul. That's what I always call my meditation moments. I'm hanging out with my soul. There is so much wisdom in the quietness, in the silence. So if you haven't already meditated, I will definitely recommend meditating to tap into that inner wisdom. So I was walking around with questions. I had different questions. I was like, why can I not forget this person? Why am I so obsessed? Why am I overthinking everything? And I stopped and I paused and I asked the question. If there is one thing I will always say, ask questions. Stop making statements, ask questions. So instead of thinking, I'm still attached to this person and making a statement, I asked God, show me the truth of this situation beyond my ego, beyond my fear. Show me what actually happened here. And during this meditation, suddenly I was back in the exact moment when that person left. Same room, same heartbreak, same pain. And I could feel my ego speaking. Like, how could you do this to me after everything I gave you? After I was the one who should have left you and you just walked away. And I didn't judge that voice. I let her speak. I cried with her. I journaled her words out because that's part of healing too. Letting the ego be heard. And then it was like this camera was slowly pulled back. And I saw exactly the same moment intuitively through the eyes of love, through the eyes of the higher self. The version of me who is deeply rooted in God, in truth. The version of me who knows her worth. The version of me that is aligned with the life she keeps praying for. And from that moment, the scene looked differently. It wasn't just someone walking away. It was realizing the wisdom was showing me. It was God gently removing what my nervous system was still clinging to because of fear. But my soul had already outgrown that version. It was doors closing because I kept asking for something I couldn't receive in that old environment, in that old trauma story. I felt so clearly, it didn't leave you because you were unworthy. It left because it could not come where I am taking you. It is everything you've asked for. And during this meditation, I saw again, life is not happening to me, but life is happening for me. And this is the shift from ego to higher self, from why did you do this to me to what is God making space for in my life by allowing this to leave. This is so powerful to look at things through different perspectives, from the ego to heal, to feel, to be in life, but also from that higher awareness, not to get stuck in life. And then I realized that it was time for forgiveness. And I want to talk about forgiveness because I know that a lot of people think that maybe forgiveness means it's fine, you're a good person, I understand everything you did, you can come back or you can continue with your life. But that's not what forgiveness is, if you ask me. I believe that that is spiritual self-betrayal. True forgiveness and respecting yourself at the same time is not pretending that the wound didn't happen. True forgiveness, if you ask me, is going back to the version of you who was standing there when everything happened. When you think of the person, this breakup, your mind doesn't just go back to them, it goes back to you. The you who accepted breadcrumbs, the you who made excuses just to stay, the you who believed this was the best you could get. Forgiveness is looking at her or him and saying, I'm so sorry, I made their behavior a reflection of your worth. I am so sorry I didn't walk away when your body was screaming to leave. You are forgiving yourself so you can stop abandoning yourself from inside of the memory. And from there, you can say, yes, what you did hurt me, but it is also, there is no access to me now. And then there is also a part of me to put myself in someone else's shoes. And I think this is really powerful. It's understanding that person also came from their wounds. It's like a loving, forgiving, understanding the other, but still, respecting your own boundaries. And then you're just healing on a different layer. It's also about releasing the version of yourself who believed that this was love. And when you're able to do that, that is what I call true forgiveness. And it's not just I'll release you, it is I release you in love, but I also reclaim me and understand that nobody did abandon me. This is what I asked for, and I'm just aligning to my highest truth. Wow, sending love to others, but also to myself, instead of fighting only the thing that's happening from an ego level. So if you're still watching this, I know that there is a part of you that is done living as the abandoned one. I want to leave you with a questions that really helped me. And you can take this into your own silence, your own prayer, your own journaling. And that is sit with God, the universe, however it resonates with you. And put your hand on your heart and ask yourself, what story am I still telling myself about being left that keeps me from seeing how I am actually being protected? There is something about asking the right questions, because you will get your answers. And when the answers come, it's time to make a decision. It is changing the story from I'm not the abandoned one, but I am the aligned one. I'm the one who aligns every day to my story, the story I want for myself, God wants for me. So people walking away, for example, no longer means I'm not enough. It means God is clearing my path. My higher self is clearing my path. And this shift is so powerful. So I hope my video resonated. Let me know in the comments if it did. And if you're ready to keep focusing on yourself, focusing on God, the universe, and detaching in silence from everything that cannot meet the version of you are becoming, I'll hope you'll subscribe to my channel and that you stay close and stay connected. So with that being said, thank you for being here. Thank you for commenting, interacting with each other, because we're in this together and we're guiding each other home. I'm just sharing my truth, what helped me, in order to mirror your truth, and you can find your own. And then the comments, interactions, everything, it's so powerful. So thank you for being here. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Stay aligned. Bye-bye.